Hey, what's up everybody? Nola Deach here, and I'm coming to you from St. Rose, Louisiana. And just behind me is an old plantation that I want to take you inside and go take a look at. And there's a very special grave here that is pretty interesting that I think you'd like. Come check it out with me. Just off River Road, right next to the Mississippi River, is the LaBranche Plantation. The property was purchased by German immigrants who built the plantation buildings in 1792. This is the alleyway of oak trees that you would typically see in pictures of southern plantations. At the end of this row of oak trees would be the main plantation home, but unfortunately the main house was destroyed in a fire during the Civil War. So the only original buildings that are left are the slave quarters and the garçonniere, or dependency house, which is where the young men would stay separate from the young women. It's the largest freestanding dependency house and is historically significant because of the Federal period woodwork used in its construction. In the early 80s, the property was purchased by the Lentini family, who restored the historic buildings and built a few new ones. There are quite a few interesting things to see here, and it was open to the public at one time, but after Hurricane Katrina, there was just too much damage to keep it open. Thankfully, the owner is working to restore it once again and hopefully open it to the public again sometime in the future. So right behind me is a very famous grave of an animal, specifically a horse that belonged to somebody. Come check this out. This is really cool. In World War II, there was a racehorse by the name of Nordlicht. There isn't a lot of confirmed stories about his owner, but the general consensus is that he was indeed owned by Adolf Hitler, who just wanted a champion racehorse to show off that he has the best of everything. Nordlicht raced in the Nazi circuit in 1943 and 1944, and won both the German and Austrian derbies. He was undefeated. He was named Horse of the Year in 1944, and he had his picture on a stamp. So how in the heck did Nordlicht get here? Well, when Hitler lost his power, the champion horse was left with his trainer along with several other horses. When the U.S. Army found the horses that the trainer was trying to hide, they were able to determine that this particular horse was the champion horse, Nordlicht. The trainer eventually admitted that it was him. So the U.S. Army claimed him, and he was shipped to the United States, auctioned off in Virginia, and eventually purchased by Dr. C. Walter Mattingly, who was a surgeon and horse breeder here in Louisiana. Dr. Mattingly brought Nordlicht to LaBranche Plantation as a stud to breed horses, which he did. In fact, there are probably quite a few champion horses that have Nordlicht's DNA in them. Nordlicht lived out his life here at LaBranche and eventually passed away in 1968 at the age of 27. He was buried, and a bronze plaque was placed marking where. Just past the grave and past the dependency house is something else pretty interesting that I want to show you. Now just behind me is the shed that was built. It's not original to the property, but it was built to surround something that is inside of this shed. It's pretty amazing. Let's go check that out. There's actually a bathtub in this shed. Now this isn't just some bathtub. This actually belonged to President Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. So how did the tub end up here? The best information I can find is that Taylor had a plantation in Baton Rouge at one point, and he had ties to people in Louisiana, including the LaBranches. Somehow a trade must have taken place between Taylor and LaBranche, and the tub ended up here to be used as a horse trough. Now, this tub resides in this shed. Oh, you're fine.
I don't mind. There we go.
Oh, wow, that thing is really cool.
Look how thick it is.
Yeah. Look at that.
And that's just some farm implements.
And what does that plaque say in the back there? Oh, that's a LaBranche plaque, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Lisa knows more about that.
That's pretty
How many tons that
heavy
thing
duty there.
must weigh?
I can't imagine trying to move that.
And that's like a something that would be used to melt the sugar cane?
Oh, that pot back there?
Yeah, I think so.
Check that out. That's so cool. I like all the stuff you got on the walls too.
That was just all stuff that was here.
This thing is just incredible though. I like this.
And I know exactly where this was in the yard.
So this was outside in the yard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What's the tree?
That's the largest pecan tree in the state of Louisiana.
Are you serious?
The second to largest pecan tree to ever exist in the United States.
Wow. Does it still produce pecans?
Yes.
That's so cool.
It's pretty much every other year. And right now, for the first time in quite a few years, there's some baby owls.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Can we walk up a little closer to it?
Absolutely.
That's cool. Look at that.
The biggest, sweetest pecan.
We're now making our way over to the original slave quarters from the LaBranche Plantation. This structure sat between the dependency house and the main plantation home, so the slaves could serve everyone from each building.
I wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to the floor. So for some reason, people have more feelings in here,
Yeah.
and
I definitely feel like I feel the
heaviness?
history in here. Yeah, it's really
but it gets
interesting.
better. It really does get better, and the I was safe, sound, all that good stuff. That I think the way it was added on was that way too. I really do.
So you think that room is an add-on?
That was added on, yes.
Okay.
And maybe the back was added on first, and then that was added on. But
Yeah.
I mean, we redid that ceiling. I mean, that's plywood and
Yeah.
stuff. This is more original, but we didn't add that back on. We just had to. I mean, it was in such. I'm telling you, there was a big hole.
I'll bet.
And when they said that, my daddy was like, "Oh my God."
So yeah, it looks like
You see
I can
how
tell
that's
that
like
used
a
to be a
back
window. Yeah.
Yes.
So it originally was probably just
It was just this
one
room. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
They were a good family. They were well liked and trusted, and so they were allowed to keep their family together. I really do think that's what happened.
Do you know if anybody died in here?
I don't know. All I know is that the common thing has been that people have had, if they had an uneasy feeling, not necessarily bad, but an uneasy feeling, it was in this room. And I stayed in that room for a year.
Wow.
So the other room.
Yeah.
And I
You
never
didn't experience anything.
No.
Hmm.
But this is what they would have put pies in to cool them.
Oh, cool.
They call them back here.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the slant. So this was probably a back porch, and this window that's all filled in was probably the one back window.
Well, have been, not that far apart.
I'll tell you what, this has been one of the most fascinating things I've seen in a long time. Being here, seeing the grave of Hitler's horse, and seeing the slave quarters and the row of oak trees. It's been an incredible visit here. I want to thank Karen for letting me come here and check this place out and film it and walk around, and she told me all kinds of wonderful stories. It's been really cool, really fascinating. So thank you Karen for that. I appreciate that. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little lanyap from this hoodat out here at the LaBranche Plantation, which is amazing. Go pass a good time.